Hi there everyone, Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. Today is Friday, April the 11th, 2014, and just last night I had an opportunity to speak with the former Prime Minister of Canada, Paul Martin. And considering that the annual Bilderberg conference is set to take place just at the end of next month in Copenhagen, Denmark, and also considering the fact that I had already questioned Paul Martin on Bilderberg before, I figured what better of a time than now to follow up with Martin and find out what else he has to say about Bilderberg. Now, one other interesting thing I noticed about the building, the venue where they were housing this event, is that when I walked in, I noticed a rather large plaque on the wall that was commemorating Heather Reisman. Now, what's interesting about that is that Heather Reisman is on the steering committee of the Bilderberg Group. She is actually a very powerful and influential individual. Heather Reisman is the editor of Huffington Post Canada. She's also the president and CEO of Chapters and Indigo Books. Heather has served as the governor on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and she's also the founder of an organization called HESEG, which funds what are known as lone soldiers in the Israeli army. So Heather Reisman has a lot of influence, and it's interesting that someone who's on the steering committee of the Bilderberg Group would be housing this venue where Bilderberg member Paul Martin is giving a talk. So here's what Paul Martin had to say when I asked him about why the Bilderberg Group is so secretive. Hi, sir. My name is Dan Dix. I'm with Press for Truth. I'm not sure if you remember me or not. I met you a few years ago, and you kindly signed your book for me, and in exchange, I gave you a copy of one of my documentary films.
Hi there.
Hey.
You guys you handle yourselves very well on that issue.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I'm sure you'll probably get a few more of us.
What's your first name?
Dan. To Dan's, yes. And I also wanted to give you a copy of a film that I produced. It's about these issues that Canadians have a problem with. So if you'd be willing to watch it, that would...
I promise I'll watch it.
That's great. Thank you very much.
All right.
At the time, I had asked you a little bit about your involvement with the organization, the Bilderberg Group, and at the time you made a bit of a joke and said you're not much of a fan. In 2005, when you signed the Security and Prosperity Partnership, were you aware at that time of any plans to integrate the countries of Canada, US, and Mexico into a North American community similar to the European Union? And considering that the fact that there was no referendum from the people on this agreement, as a former Bilderberg attendee, could you please describe what your intentions were when you signed the SPP on behalf of the Canadian people?
Well, okay. I attended one Bilderberg meeting. I'm not sure they ever invited me back, but just to make sure, I've also gone to a Maple Leaf hockey game. That doesn't mean I'm a Maple Leaf fan.
So it's not too often I get to follow up with a former Prime Minister, so I'm curious if you're still not a fan, and if so, why not?
Well, Bilderberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Maybe that's because they never asked me. I don't know. No,
We attended one, right?
I did. I think that the opportunity to those kind of organizations is a good thing. But fundamentally, I've spent a fair amount of time in the last number of years on international issues. I don't think there's an issue that I can be involved in this one.
So you're still not a fan, though?
Yeah.
Still not a fan of Bilderberg?
No.
Okay.
Did you have a beard then?
I did. You do remember.
No, don't, whatever you do, for God's sake, don't speak to your mother.
Hey,
It was good to see you again.
yeah, well, I'm glad you remembered me with the long beard. Can you tell us, I'm just curious because every time we ask somebody, it's so secretive. Why does nobody talk about it? It's really, really secretive organization. You don't know. So Paul Martin claims to me that he doesn't know why the Bilderberg Group is so secretive. Well, I have a feeling he knows exactly why they're so secretive. It's because the first rule of the Bilderberg Club is that you don't talk about the Bilderberg Club. I got that exact same response from Mike Harris and also from Justin Trudeau. And if you want to see those videos or any of our other extensive coverage of previous Bilderberg conferences, check the links in the description. And there you will also find a link to our full-length feature documentary film, The Turning Point, which exposes Bilderberg. And please also check to where you can find the link to where you can donate to contribute to our coverage of the 2014 Bilderberg Conference in Copenhagen, Denmark, coming up at the end of next month. And that's all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a lot more videos coming up soon, so stay tuned to pressfortruth.ca.